Hi everybody, happy Monday. Hope y'all are having a great start to the week so far. It is noon central on Monday, and we're back. I'm excited to be here. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hey Robert Tables, hey James. Hope y'all are both doing well so far this week. Robert Tables, you got a second coworker getting into particle embedded in hardware. That is awesome. I love to hear that. That's fantastic. It should spread. The joy is spreading. That's fantastic. I love hearing that. If they need a hookup or some stuff or some socks even, I'm good for it. So that would be good fun. Enjoyed your stream on Saturday, Robert Tables. It was fun. I look like you had a good time and good crowd working through some of the growth sensor kit stuff, which is really cool. All right, I want to get straight into it today, and I'll start with show and tell. Oh yeah, absolutely. Weekend streams can be dicey for me. Like I didn't get on any streams. I wasn't on anything yesterday because it was Mother's Day. Figured I would do the Mother's Day thing. Had my my in-laws over and all that stuff. So, but I was able to hang out on Saturday and I enjoyed it. So it was good stuff. So a couple of things that I wanted to share very briefly. Why is that webcam not? Hold on. Is this one? Hold on, let me Oh, my webcams are being weird so far this morning. That's okay. I don't have a ton for show and tell today because I am, waiting on getting things, but I did share on Thursday for the folks over there. I did actually share some the new project that I'm starting, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I actually had shared that we got some new hardware as a result. Of course, this is not going to work with a green screen. Look at that. This is a magic button. This is a green button from Adafruit that is picking up. This is actually kind of a cool effect. I didn't anticipate this. I'll share the other. That's why I wish I had my other thing working. But I have started working on the top lid for my emotion mesh project. So this will be the top of the box. Ooh, smells piney. It's a web page button. That's right, Frank. How you doing? Hope you're having a good Monday. So I had chat on Thursday. Yeah, Robert Tables. I'll get into it. I had chat on Thursday talk me into using the very large arcade buttons for this demo. So this is actually the next project that we are starting on. I've started the lid for this. Basically, I'm turning this into a black box. That's what we're going to start with. This project is called the Emotion Mesh Project. Yes, Clay, I did the giant arcade buttons. I decided to go with that. So, I basically cut the holes for this on Friday, did the lid and the sides. We're going to spray paint this whole thing black, affix the buttons on here, and that is going to be the basis for the project that I'm going to share. Before I get on to answering your question, Robert Tables, about what that monstrosity actually is, I wanted to share a couple of different things. One is I shared a recap of my time at Build last week. And I wanted to share this with you all here if you hadn't had a chance to see it yet. But Microsoft did actually make some IoT announcements at Build on Monday, Tuesday last week. I did a little bit of a write-up on Dev2 about that. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. I shared some of that stuff on the stream. Actually, a lot of the same things on the stream. But in terms of my thoughts of the stuff that Starbucks was demoing with Azure IoT Central, some of their machine learning and edge-based stuff, and then my thoughts on Microsoft's IoT plug-and-play stuff, which I think is really, really fascinating. So please check that out if you hadn't had a chance to already. And then the other thing that I mentioned on Thursday that I want to mention here again, because I know a few of you were not We're not in on Thursday, but I am changing my streaming schedule up, hopefully temporarily. But for the time being, streaming twice a week is going to be too much of a logistical challenge for me, work-wise. So I, instead of streaming on Mondays and Thursdays for 2 hours, I'm going to stream on Mondays for 3 hours. So today's stream will now go from noon to 3 instead of noon to 2. A little bit of a compromise, but the twice a week streaming is going to be a challenge for the next few months with the things that I've got on my plate. So I'm going to drop down to 1. Try to make the Monday stream the absolute best that I can. Yeah, I know. Oh, heck, absolutely, Robert Tables. I'm going to make it the best Monday stream that I absolutely can, and hopefully we'll be able to pick that back up in the near term. But let me get back to this. So yes, Frank, I decided to go with the big buttons, and I will build a solid box for sure. It's a pretty hefty pine. I'm not using particle board. James was lurking from the start, making dinner, and excited for this new project. Been playing with the rotary sensor on the grow kit and a bunch of LEDs. Only simple, but oh, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're doing that. And hey, Frankberg, happy Monday. Welcome. And yeah, Robert Tables, I know that it's a change. You know, but one of the nice things is that on Thursdays, that will mean that I get to hang out on your stream and the Michael Jolly stream a little bit more. Support you guys and what y'all are doing. So it's net win for me. I think that's going to be... It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And it's going to give me more time off stream to keep developing this project, because the project that I'm starting, that I started last week, that I want to share a bit more about today, because this has been I've got a hard date on this to get a demo ready. So, hey, Siva, how are you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. So I want to move back into this. So I've shared the streaming schedule change, and then I want to get back into this demo or this project that I started talking about on Thursday. But this is the new project. This is the reason why I have this. I have these giant arcade buttons here, and my one green button that is a portal into my computer background. I love that effect. It's giving me ideas, things that I can mess with. But the whole idea and the reason why I'm building this demo is because I'm giving a talk in Oslo in June, and then a few more times throughout the rest of the year about edge machine learning and the IoT. I was playing with the Google Coral board several weeks ago, this edge compute Raspberry Pi-like single board computer. You all have seen me run some of the demos on it. I'm going to continue doing that. My whole goal was to actually build a project that could be used to really show off what's possible with IoT devices and edge-based single-board computers, where you could actually do active machine learning, face tracking, emotion detection in a completely disconnected environment without having to rely on the cloud. So the project that I started last Thursday, and we're going to continue on stream today and probably for the foreseeable future, is what I'm calling Emotion Mesh. An Emotion Mesh is basically, as you see here, and let me pull up the, will I go in a big screen? No, that's going to be weird. Hold on, let me go back. Emotion Mesh is going to consist of a black box that's got a couple of buttons on the top of it. There's going to be an ultrasonic distance sensor that reads when someone actually comes into the demo area. The Google Coral board here, and let me actually open it up because I actually have it here. Let me open up here, there we go. I'll just open it up here. So the Google Coral board is going to be connected to a monitor, and then it's going to have a USB camera connected to it as well. The camera will start streaming your face, and I'll show a demo of that in a second. The camera will start streaming your face and will actually show a bounding box on it, and that'll all happen locally on the board. And then the buttons will light up, and when you tell the Coral to capture a photo, the USB camera will capture a picture of you, and it will actually do emotion detection locally on the board. So you can smile, and it'll smile or frown or make an emotional face. And a local TensorFlow Lite model on the Google Coral board, not connected to the internet, will perform a emotion detection inference on that and give you the result. and then it'll show that result on the monitor, and you can click the buttons to say whether you were right or wrong, right? So the buttons will light up. If the guess was right, you'll say, hey, great, good job, and things will light up and wonderful things will happen. If it was wrong, hit the red button and say that it's wrong. So we can update the model in real time, show the result. What just happened? Sorry. Show the results on the monitor, and then do some things actually with the other devices on the mesh network. So I'll have some Xenons hooked up to NeoPixels that will show animations with your right or wrong, right? So they'll blink green if the model guessed correctly, and they'll blink red if it was incorrect, etc. And this is all going to be connected to a particle mesh network that actually does all of the coordination, triggering the demo, turning the demo off, all this kind of stuff as well. So I am pretty excited to build this. We started some of this on Thursday. One of the things that is going to be interesting about this is that the Argon will actually be UART connected to the Google Coral board. So the demo is going to be triggered by these buttons and by the ultrasonic, which will be the actual Argon, the mesh network gateway that's going to trigger the demos on the Google Coral board. Because it has a 40-pin Raspberry Pi-like header on it, I can make a UART serial connection between the two boards. That's one of the things that we're going to do. So Clay, yeah, you can use mesh without the particle cloud. Yeah, so the mesh network itself will be registered with the particle cloud, and I can publish the results from the demo to the particle device cloud, which I'll do. We'll work on some of that as well. But the messaging within the network does not have to be connected to the internet is all. So we'll continue with UDP-based messaging to actually send stuff back and forth between the devices, which should be kind of fun. So I threw together a README for this. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Happy Monday. So there's a project command that I added this morning that actually has the details for this. Clay, I thought the Argon Born would hang on boot without internet. They do, unless you put them into threaded mode. So if you run in multi-threaded mode, they don't. They don't actually have to have a connection to the device cloud. I can make one, and we will. But in terms of running completely offline, you can, as long as you put the devices in threaded mode, that'll work just fine. So I created a README here that actually has some of the sequence for the demo itself. So, and this is going to guide sort of what we're going, what we're going to be working on in the next several weeks. So, the demo will occur in several different states. There's an idle state where the network is just sort of waiting. The webcam is off, the monitor shows statistics, NeoPixels playing a tracked animation to get you to walk over. The green and red buttons are off, and the ultrasonic distance sensor is active and looking for a person to step into the demo area. So I'm going to walk through this really briefly, and then we're actually going to start writing some code. But I wrote this morning because this is, if you look at this is actually a relatively complex demo. There's a lot happening here, and I needed to ground my mind in what was actually taking place here so that I could work through it sanely with you all instead of just randomly jumping around between things. When the ultrasonic distance sensor sees someone sort of break the plane, that'll trigger capture state, at which point the webcam is going to be activated. The monitor is going to show a live webcam view with face tracking and instructions for the user to convey an emotion, and hit the green button to capture a photo for processing. So the green and red buttons will light up. If you hit the green button, then it'll capture a photo, transition to the processing state. If you hit the red button, it cancels the demo, returns to idle state. And the NeoPixels will sort of do a pulse animation while this is happening, sort of indicating that things are in an intermediate state. As soon as you capture the photo and you go into processing state, the webcam is turned off. The monitor will show the still photo that is captured and some sort of processing message. The green and red buttons will be turned off, and the NeoPixels will transition into sort of a loading progress bar sort of animation. And at this point, what's going to happen is two separate things. The Coral Dev Board is going to do local processing using the Edge TensorFlow processing unit. And at the same time, for verification, for comparison, because this is the thing that's fascinating to me. The whole reason that you do edge-based machine learning is for speed and security, right? Speed is definitely a big one. You want to actually get a result faster while you're disconnected from the internet, but you also want to be able to do edge ML that is secure. It's secure because it never gets posted to the cloud, right? So, but at the same time, I want to treat this as sort of a bit of a bake-off demo as well, right? Like I will have the edge TPU that does emotion detection, while at the same time, we're actually going to use the Azure Machine Learning Face API to also send that captured still and give us a result that makes its own guess. So we're going to see like, what does the cloud do? How fast is it? What does the local module do? And just to compare those. I'd expect to see some variance. The hypothesis is that you would see a faster result from the edge TPU because there's no cloud latency, but you would see lower accuracy. And so we'll just sort of see exactly if that hypothesis is correct, and if it is, and what the actual variance is. Will be kind of neat. So that processing is going to happen at that point separately. And then we'll move into a result state. At this point, the monitor is going to, and hopefully y'all are still with me. I apologize if this is all like, whatever. Hopefully you're with me. I'm explaining this for my own sanity. The monitor will show the still photo from the local run and ask them to hit the green button if the emotion was interpreted correctly and red if not, right? The buttons will be activated and the NeoPixels will be back in that pulsing state. And then once the user responds, it moves into a response state. And at this point, the monitor will show the yes/no response and update the running statistics. So there will actually be a dashboard of sorts on the screen that shows like how often was the edge TPU correct versus incorrect, right? If you said you were sad and it thought you were happy, how often did that happen? We'll show some live statistics on that actually on the screen as well. And then the NeoPixels will turn green if the detector was correct and then red if not. And then once the individual leaves the demo space, the ultrasonic will actually go back into, ultrasonic is reactivated. Did I spell that right? Yeah, NeoPixels will turn green. The ultrasonic will be reactivated, and then the demo itself returns to idle state. So assuming I can pull all of this off, this actually should be pretty darn cool and not only illustrate, hey, the Michael Jolly. That's pretty funny. You got yourself in a #1? Thank you so much for the cheer. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Monday. I hope your stream went well yesterday. I was not on Twitch at all yesterday. Doing the Mother's Day thing with my wife and the mother-in-law, but I did see photos of your glitter beard, and I was pretty impressed with the glitter beard. It was pretty awesome. I bet your daughters had a good time with that. And yeah, thanks so much for the cheer, Michael Jolly. We're actually about to get rolling on this demo here. So there's a couple of, hey Doc Kami, happy Monday. How are you? Yeah, the glitter beard looked pretty epic. That's a good idea. Doing the Mother's Day on Saturday for sure. I got myself into trouble over the weekend because my wife and I realized that I will actually be in Norway on Father's Day. So I messed up. We're gonna have to do Father's Day early. I told my wife that at least I wasn't traveling on Mother's Day. To me, that would be the worst offense. But yeah, I'm leaving for Norway on Saturday, the day before Father's Day, and I'm gonna miss it. And that kind of stinks. But we'll celebrate it early. Just a day, right? I can get the cards and hang with the kids anytime. Oh, you did say so. You booked a heroine of JavaScript on Father's Day. Well, who'd you book for Father's Day? I haven't seen your. Who do you have next? You have another one. You have another one of the heroines on this Sunday, right? All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I want to show a couple of things real quick. and then actually get into building some of this stuff out. So in the Emotion Mesh project, I've set up a couple of things around the goals of what I want to accomplish today. I want to actually start using the Azure ML Face API. Oh no, James, I don't know. I didn't get a notification. Did you do a sub and it didn't pick up? Hey man, I don't see it. No, I don't think so. Well, thank you for the thought, though. I appreciate it. Emma was supposed to be this Sunday, so next is Natalia. Oh, Natalia is awesome. I met her at DevReach in Sofia, Bulgaria last year. And then Sarah Vieira on Father's Day. Uh-oh, James. You've been charged, but it's not shown next to your name? I still don't see it, and I've had this happen to me before. This happened one time with Frackberg and Robert Tables, where Twitch didn't pick up either of the subs. But in any case, that's awesome, James. I appreciate it. If it took effect on the back end, then we'll count it. I appreciate you and you subbing. Okay. So let me show you what this demo looks like locally, because this is only interesting if we can actually do something with it. This is the source for my. Oh, James, thanks so much. I appreciate that. You're very kind to say that. This is actually the source for the face detection on the Google Coral board itself. I'm going to pull up a browser window with that stream in just a second. What basically happens here is this is actually running a face quant model, a MobileNet V2 model that does face detection locally on the Edge TP on the Coral board, which I can't pick up right now because it's connected and it's ready to go. But it actually will run face tracking and do a bounding box around your face. So I'm going to show you what that looks like on my other webcam that's actually hooked to the Coral board here in a second. This is a CAN demo that comes with the Google Coral board that I have tweaked and modified a little bit. I actually have it in a folder called Emotion Mesh, and this is connected via SSHFS directly. We tried, for those of you that weren't here on Thursday, we tried on Thursday to use the new remote, the VS Code remote stuff. We tried to use the VS Code remote stuff, but it actually does not support ARM-based chipsets yet. There are some requests for that, which is cool, but I'm using SSHFS. So I don't get the full-on debug experience, but I at least do get Python coloring, syntax highlighting, all that stuff, and the ability to save. Resident Sleeper, thank you so much. That's very nice. You're cool too. I appreciate the kind words, and happy Monday. Thanks for hanging out in chat. I love your name. So there's a whole lot to this demo. I haven't stepped through everything. We'll spend some time probably today messing through all the various pieces for this, but this is basically running the demo against the detection engine, putting a bounding box on the screen, all this good stuff. So we're gonna run this really quick. Oh, no. Oh yeah, and the Twitch highlighter's on. Resident Sleeper, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. And then your name, your name's broken my overlays, which I always love it when that happens. Because you can never have that set up. It's never set up correctly, right? But that's awesome. Theme list. Ah, the Michael Charlie, I don't have that extension installed. That's shameful of me. I should. But I like this theme so much that I don't ever want to change it. It's just so fancy looking. And I love the bright, shiny red. But I do need to install your theme switcher extension. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so let me open up a terminal window here and make sure that I'm actually still on my Mindle board, and we are going to go into Emotion Mesh. run the, let's see, did I run this last time? Yeah, Python detect server. There we go. So I'm running a demo. Basically, I'm running this detect server.py. Let's open this one up here. Synthwave 1984. Thank you, the Michael Jolly. That's right. It's the Synthwave theme, and it's glorious. So what detect server basically does is it just defers to other files, but the actual work is happening here in detect, which takes the model, and then in the case of facial detection, it doesn't take a labels file. It just takes the model, and then defers that over. Let me show you what it looks like. So now what's happening is my webcam should actually be on. So let me... Yeah, there we go. So my webcam is on, and the demo is actually streaming. So it is running facial detection. When I turn my head away, it doesn't see a face anymore. And you'll notice it actually is giving me a percentage confidence as well. As I turn my head away, the confidence kind of starts to decrease a bit. And this is running at 140 frames per second, and this is completely local. This is all running actually on the Edge TPU board, and the fan is on. So you know that it's working hard. The fan on the heatsink is on. So this is the base, this is actually the base model that's or the base functionality that was shipped with the Coral board. I know, .commie, right? It's crazy that it's running that fast. And yeah, the Michael Jolly is cool. And yeah, Ryan, so to Michael Jolly's point, it is a little bit of a hack to actually get the glow effect working. But once you get it working, it's totally cool. It's really worth it. So, and notice too, the inference time too. The inference, it is only taking about 6 or 7 milliseconds in order to see my face. And the time doesn't really, I mean, you'll see it as I kind of start to move, it goes up, it bounces up a bit, but there's actually not much to it, which is absolutely awesome. I love this. So this is the base model that I want to, or this is the base functionality that's already on the board that I adapted a little bit. What we're going to do is in the actual final demo, this will show the, see, I mean, and it's really fast. You obscure the face, and look how the confidence actually decreases, but it's still seeing something. It's still actually trying to put a bounding box around me there. So I'm going to try not to get too like shiny object on this. So we'll turn the demo off. So what I want to do is something like this now, where at some point in the process, I'll add something to this page that will allow you to capture a photo. Capture just a single still image from here. And then that is what we will use to do some other stuff. So we'll have a stream that goes sort of while you're standing there ready to trigger the demo. And then as I said before, when you're ready to actually like capture a photo, you'll hit the green button and a photo will be captured, and then we'll run some other stuff against it. So that's one piece. That's actually the Coral piece. The other piece that's really interesting, I actually have using the Azure ML Face API. So this is going to be the cloud side piece of this. So let me show you what's actually possible here with the Azure Face API. I have an image already. This, it's not going to show it. Hold on. So I have this image here with 2 faces in it. This was like part of the stock Microsoft demo. So yeah. So I have this image with 2 faces, and I want to get a result from the Azure API. So if I run this, and all I did in order to get this actually going was to set up a deployment, Microsoft, the Cognitive Services demo, their Cognitive Services face demo, and then pulled in the code that they sent. I pulled the API key and the URL out into a config file so that I'm not checking in secrets. And I changed this up to, instead of going based on a URL, it takes a local file and sends it up as an octet stream, because that's ultimately what we're going to need to do. We're going to grab an image locally and we're going to send it up as a binary that can be processed. And then what we do is we actually post a message to the Face API URL. We pass in any parameters. In this case, we want the ID. We want it to return, not to return landmarks. Landmarks are like dots, nose, eyebrow. You can get that feature from this API as well, which is pretty cool. But I do want attributes. So this API apparently will give you info like age, gender, head pose, smile. It'll actually also give you emotion information, so that emotion piece is already built in, and we can use that for the cloud verification part of this demo as well, which would be pretty neat. So you do a post, and then you get a response, and the JSON object that comes back actually is a payload that has all of those results, which is pretty neat. So let's actually run this real quick so y'all can see what's actually happening here. Let me go into... Oh, come on. 1 second. Oh, wait. Ah. Run Python file and terminal. There we go. How do you get rid of terminals? There we go. All right. Bear with me a second. I don't know what is happening all of a sudden to my terminal. It's crapped out. I got nothing. Here. Let's just do a new terminal. Create terminal. Run Python file and terminal. Like I said. Okay. Okay. So here's my payload. Here's the result. Cool though. Python actually has a tool to make my life easier in this result. I can actually pipe this result into JSON.tool to give me something a little bit better looking. So this is the result back from the Microsoft ML API based on this photo. So it actually gave me some face attributes. It's telling me that it thinks that one of these people is 29 years old, that they have 99% neutral expression on their face, 1% sadness, no, 0.01% sadness, 99.9% neutral, that they didn't see beard, mustache, or sideburns. The gender is male, no glasses. That was one individual. The other individual, they guessed the age of 58. I mean, here. This is actually not bad. Let me do this side by side. 99.9% neutral, 0.001% sad. No beard. There's a mustache, so it didn't pick up on the mustache very well. Although I don't know, is that really a mustache? Maybe this algorithm is judging his mustache. Cooper Clay, have you used JQ on the command line? You know what? What's JQ? Give me a link so I don't go searching on JQ and find nothing. But yeah, do you have a link to something I can look at? I don't think I have. Okay, hair color. It has no idea. I mean, I guess it's confidence. It's brown and black. It can see from the side, which is interesting. But what's crazy too is that this API will give you info like the pitch, roll, and yaw of their head pose, so that you can actually manipulate and turn the photo based on this. Okay, JQ lets you parse JSON on the command line. Oh, cool. Really? Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to install this and check it out. That's cool. How do you install it? Oh, homebrew. Shoot. Well, let's just install it real quick. Oh, I bet, Robert Tables, that's super useful when using the AWS CLI. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. I will definitely check this out. So if you pipe something directly in, is it more for processing, or do you have to... Oh, I see. Yeah, so you can actually do some... Oh, very nice. Gets the first element of the array and the response. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna try this out here in a second. As soon as it installs. Anyway, so all right, so now the second person. 58 years old, could be. Emotion, in this case, 98% neutral, 0.011, a little bit more sad, a little bit more happy, tiny little bit of contempt, tiny little bit of contempt on this person's face. You know, so I just had a thought about what maybe bothers me about reading this. So something that Microsoft talked about last week, which I do appreciate that they're doing this, and a lot more of us need to talk about this concept of responsible AI and inclusive algorithms. It kind of scares me a little bit to think that we could get to a point in the world where this payload can be used to make decisions about us that may not actually be true, right? Like, so this emotion filter is saying that this person exhibits 0.1% contempt. Like, I know it's a small number, but is that actually true? We don't know, right? We don't know whether or not it's true. It's an algorithm ultimately, but it's kind of scary. I just had this weird moment as I'm reading this and talking to y'all where it kind of scares me a bit to think about, will these things be imprinted upon us whether or not they're true, right? Will we allow algorithms to actually tell us something about ourselves or tell other people something about us that may not be true, but that inference is being given more weight than anything else? You know what I mean? So, Ryan, they might just have resting contempt face. RCF is real. RCF is real, y'all. That's really funny, actually. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. This is not my TED Talk on responsible AI. I'm gonna go back. Robert Tables, it makes JSON a first-class citizen of normal CLI tools like Xarg, SET, and other pipelinable tools. That's pipeable tools. I think that's really awesome. So let's run this again. Let's actually, and then just pipe it out into JQ. I mean, if I just pipe it to JQ, will it give me the whole... Oh, and it's color-coded. Oh, you guys just made my day. This is so nice. Right, and if I do... What was the command? I gotta add this into the things that I learned. Is that gonna give me something? Of course, it's running this over and over again. I hope I'm not getting charged for that by Azure. Okay. JQ is an amazing tool for Thank you guys for sharing that. I'm including that in my stream notes to share with others. Very cool. All right, what happened to my thing? Is it not? The simplest JQ program is the expression dot, which takes the input and produces an unchanged result. I'm gonna have to look at this. It takes a village, indeed. Frank, Robert Tables showed me JQ a while back and it changed my life. It's good, I like that. Alright, so that gave me... Oh, that just gave me the same thing. But in any case, I do like this. So I think the reason why I wanted to show this algorithm is because I want to do a side-by-side comparison of what does the cloud tell me. Like what is... I can use all of the wonderful cloud-based compute resources offered to me and get a whole lot of data. But what can I get from a local board? You know, how accurate can this be? So I don't yet have, so it's nice that the built-in Azure ML stuff actually has this. 20 raiders from CM Griffin. Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks so much for the raid. Hope y'all are having a great day. We are doing some machine learning stuff today. But I appreciate y'all jumping in. Hey, Lucky Boy Sunday, how are you? Hey, Oblivioner, how are you? Hey, CM Griffin, how's your day been? How was your stream? Hope y'all had a good stream today. So, awesome. That's good stuff. So what I really am excited to try is, you know, so the Azure API has a sort of built-in emotion list here for me, and it seems to be relatively accurate based on what I'm seeing here. Although I want to try it with another photo here in just a minute. So that seems to be reasonably accurate, but so I'm going to have to build this on the local machine as well. So, hey, thanks so much for the follow, CM Griffin. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. We are, ultimately, for those of y'all that are just in, I'll share very briefly, and this is actually on my, throw the project command in again, is that I'm working on a machine learning and IoT project where we're basically going to use this Google Coral Edge TPU board and do emotion detection and face tracking completely disconnected from the cloud. There's going to be some other microcontrollers, some particle-based hardware in there as well that's going to show blinky lights, and you'll have buttons you can push to trigger the demos. So this is what the button board, the top of the button box will look like. Just getting started on it, but with some big old fancy arcade buttons. FD God 92, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you as well. Thanks again for coming and hanging out. So what we're doing right now today is just trying to get things rolling with running some machine learning detection using the Azure Cognitive Services APIs, or the Microsoft face detection API. And then the next piece I'm going to do once we get that working is we're actually going to do a screen capture from a webcam that's connected to this Google Coral board. And for those of y'all that are just in, I'll show you, I'll paste in the link to this. So this is what the board looks like. That's sitting on my desk, connected to my network, and has a webcam connected to it. Post a link to this. So this is a little Raspberry Pi size single board computer that can actually run TensorFlow light models to do machine learning inference. It's not a training board, but to actually run inference against face models, it could do object detection, speech recognition, all of the typical sort of edge-based machine learning stuff that you would expect to see. There's two different variants of this. There's a board, and then there's also a USB stick that you can get that will plug into a Raspberry Pi or a Linux computer that has the same little module in it, so you can use either of those. We're actually using the dev board for this. And that's what we're working on today. And for those of y'all that just knew, I just had a few other folks on stream, Robert Tables and Clay Cooper, that actually shared JQ with me, which is this awesome tool for parsing JSON payloads from the command line, which I had never heard of before. It's crazy. The more you learn. So, back in my stream notes, what I wanted to do next was to actually run the, or I had next on my list, was to actually tweak the cloud detector. So this is the command that we just ran that runs against this image. Let me roll this down. So this is actually just using the raw request to post to the Face API. But I want to change this to actually use the, where is it? To actually use the Microsoft Cognitive Face library. Because if I use the Cognitive Face library, I can actually draw bounding boxes on this image. So right now, we have the input image and we have a payload that came back. But if I use the Face SDK, I can actually take those results and draw the bounding box and insert some other stuff on there. So we're going to start by installing the Cognitive Face object. Actually, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a virtual environment. Let me bring my, yep, select that. Cool. So we're going to do pip install Cognitive Face. Did I spell it wrong? Cognitive Face. Okay. So now what we can do here is actually import Cognitive Face, and then we'll change this to set the key. So cf.key.set. Pull this stuff out of here. So what I want to do real quick is just get this demo rerunning. And we'll do this. We'll keep this assert here, so we know if we get an error, and if we know if it's missing. We won't try to call the API. Okay, and then I have a base URL already, so we'll set that too. cf.base URL. Wait, not that. I want this. You know, we should actually do the same thing here. Yeah, let's assert that that's there as well. So we'll set the base URL as well. And so then the next thing that I did, that I tweaked from the original demo, was that I'm actually opening this image and reading it raw so that I can send that up. And I'm interested to see if the API actually will have the ability to take that as well. So we'll have to look. Because it just, instead of sending that URL, I want to do this should work, but let's see. I want to do cf.face.detect and then just send in the raw image. But we need to check that. Face detect. Oh yeah, their API docs are not super. So all right, we'll have to look at the source. Cognitive face. Image, face ID, a URL, or a file path. Oh, okay. Actually, it'll take a file path. Oh, that's cool. So then we'll just do that instead. And then attributes. Ah, okay, cool. So we can get all that stuff as well. All right. Docs didn't do much for me, but we didn't need them. They're okay. So what we're going to do instead is cf.face.detect. Instead of having to load the image data, we're just going to pass in the URL. Makes sense that it would handle that for us. And we will do face ID true. Landmarks false. And then this is going to be attributes. Yeah, I'll just pull this straight out. Actually, let's do that. Let's pull this in here. Okay. Set attributes there above, and then all right, cool. So I should now be able to get this out. And those of y'all that are on here all the time know that I'm not a Python person, so this is going to be fun for all of us, but so far it's working. Learning slowly. Learning how to respect the Python. Okay. So print. Oh yeah, I got to do like faces. Oh, like that. And then just print faces. See what I get back. Should work. Let's see. Let's see if it works. Oh. All right, let's try running this again. We ran it before, we're piping it out into JQ, and no module named cognitive face. Really? Oh, I did it wrong. I did pip instead of pip3, didn't I? James, oh, so I have a fun problem with the local compiler on Particle Workbench, although it's not Workbench's fault. My user path on Windows has a space because I used my Microsoft account. And you can't have spaces in the path for the compiler. Yes. That stinks. I'm sorry. And that is a known issue, right? Is there a workaround for that? Or do you have to run it under another account? Oh, I did landmarks wrong. It needed to be an actual... Resource not found. Okay, so there's another... let's see if maybe the issue here is my... See if maybe I did this. I just have a bad reference to the image itself. See if it works with a different image. Resource not found. Still, okay. So there's something else. And if I'm not sure yet, I believe I can rename it, but concerned about the knock-on effect for the time being, I just use the cloud compile in Flash. Yeah, have you checked, did you check the workbench section of Particle Community? Because there may actually be, let's see. Oh, that's me. Workbench. Right, Windows, local build, local compile. Let's do workbench. I did see a post, but I wanted to get the compile done, so I just opted for the cloud. I mean, the good part about it is, James, is that you have the option to use the cloud compile, right? Failing the local, you can jump into the cloud compile, which is nice. But yeah, it's worth checking out, and keep me posted on how that goes. All right, so I got a bug here in the 404 when I'm actually trying to call my own resource, right? Key CF base URL, CF face detect. I've set my key. Now, so I'm gonna walk away for a second. Bio break, I'm gonna get more water. I will be right back. Let's take 2 minutes. Y'all hang out and I will be right back on. Oh, did the fire animation not work while I was out, y'all? Ah, oh, dang it. Let me see if I can trigger it for you manually, James. Thanks so much for the bits. Now I feel bad because you were trying to trigger that demo. Here, let me go back to it real quick. Camera focus. Yeah, Robert Tables, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Still don't know why that thing likes to refocus on me. I mean, it does it all the time. And I have gone into this camera, the app for this camera, and specifically on multiple occasions said, don't change anything. I have focused you. Stop moving. There you go. There you go, James. That's for you. We'll do it in big mode. Fire! Fire for you, James. So I've hooked up a rotary sensor to 6 LEDs. They gradually turn on as you turn it up. It's so simple. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. That's so much fun. Yeah, and like you said, it's simple. It's simple, but it's a blast. I got a tear in the universe again. There we go. I'm gonna close that tear. All right. I actually, yeah, okay. Want to try an interface with my system to adjust my volume next. That's cool. Heck yeah. I bet it's possible. I think it's absolutely possible. Okay. Let's get back to it. Try to figure out what I have done wrong here, that none of these things are actually working. So are you want it to actually interface with your laptop and adjust the volume on your computer, or adjust the volume somewhere else? Because you absolutely can. I don't think that'd be an issue at all. Error when calling the Cognitive Face API 404, resource not found. Well, that's not very nice, Cognitive Face API. You're supposed to work just fine. I added my key, I added my base URL, right? Base URL.set. This is wrong, by the way. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, base URL. Hold on a sec, y'all. I gotta adjust a secret, I think. I think I need to adjust a secret. I mean, it's just a URL, but there's a API key. Adjust the software volume. Yeah, James, you can. Worst case, USB serial connection from an Argon directly into your laptop, and you can treat it as a human interface device. So there are actually APIs for doing HID with particle devices. Basically like treating it as a mouse or a keyboard. Right? Oh, well, I know there are. It's just a matter of finding the right docs. So we actually have mouse, keyboard, HID interfaces. Oh wait, where'd it go? There it is. So basically you can make the device act as a human interface device stack, which is pretty cool. And if you do that, I would love to see it. So definitely try that out. Yeah, that should make it super easy. Cool. All right. I think I fixed my error. Invalid numeric literal at line 1, column 11. So that's a parsing error from JQ. So let me just... Oh, heck yeah, man. Write a blog on it. That'd be awesome. Oh, okay. So now I have... Okay, cool. So we're working again. So I just had an issue with the actual API endpoint. Oh, it doesn't like the format because it comes back as an array? So if I do JQ again and I do this, invalid numeric literal at line 1, column 11. What was I getting earlier? Okay, it was just a raw object. It wasn't an array. Let me put this in a JSON parser and see what's up. Write a blog on it, that'd be awesome. Definitely do. And then make Tetris with an LED matrix at some point. That's another awesome idea. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Oh, it doesn't like this space? I figured it wouldn't like the array, right? What am I doing wrong? Or is it because it's returning in single quotes? All right, I'm not gonna mess with it. It's not my problem. This is the payload that's coming back from Azure. Well, that's weird that the SDK actually gives me back a different payload than when I was just doing it raw. Well, that's okay. All right. So the issue was not our file. So let's get this file back in here. And run it again. And we should get the same result as before. Cool. I got my 2 people, photo 2 people. That looks pretty cool. I have emotions and all that good stuff. Here's something else that I want to do. I want to actually pull in like one of my photos to see what it does. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I grabbed a photo of Fritz and Ed Charbonneau. Is it going to do a stupid HE? Hold on. So I grabbed a photo of C-Sharp Fritz and Ed at Build last week. After I said hi to them before they started their stream. And I'm going to use this photo on the face detection object. Why not, right? So let me open this. This should be in here now. Under resources, right? Oh no, not PyCache. I think both of them would probably be upset at me for using this photo, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's that stupid iPhone HEIC format, so I have to convert it into a JPEG, but y'all get a chance to see what the photo looks like before I export it. All right, so I got Fritz and Ed. We're gonna use this for the face detector and that sparkly jacket of Jeff's. All right, yep, save it as a PNG. There we go, saved, perfect. Don't save. Move that to trash. Okay. So we got the man and woman demo. Let's do another version of this with our live streamer friends. Okay. All right, here's the photo. Let's run this again. Image size is too big. I have a bad feeling about that. All right, hold on. I mean, it's pretty big. We can make it smaller. Oh yeah, it's 10 megs. I wonder what the limit is on these photos to get uploaded. We can get it down to 1.3 megs. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's look at, all right, so we had two faces here. I don't know, I'm bummed that the formatting here is not working on this, but that's okay. Neutral, mostly neutral. I assume that's on Jeff. And then where's the other emotion one? And this is for Ed. 37% happy, 38% happy, 62% neutral. All right. So we got a couple of good examples of this, and we have converted over to the SDK. But the next piece, neutral is on Ed, evil is on Jeff. I think you're right, Robert Tables. That's funny. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have moved over. The whole reason why I wanted to use this SDK instead of the raw command was so that we could actually put bounding boxes around the images. And so we're going to draw some face rectangles now. And let me actually see if I need to. Oh yeah, so I need to close this. I need to check in and close this. So get added Azure ML Face SDK. And let's push right to master because we live dangerously around here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do with the cloud detector is to save a copy of the file with the bounding box. Yes. So we're going to take this raw file and we're going to put a bounding box around it using the SDK. Not this, this. Here we go. So yeah, because one of the first thing that comes in the response payload is this face rectangle with top left. Basically, it gives you X, Y, width, and height coordinates. So you can draw that bounding box around the image pretty easily. Right. So I want to install Pillow to use the Pillow image modules. Python modules have pretty cool names. I mean, there's a lot of Node modules do as well, but I like the names of some of these Python modules. So pip3 install Pillow. Hey, Wolf Doge, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Monday. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Feel free to say hi in chat. Feel free to lurk. We're just happy to have you here either way. Okay, so I got Pillow installed. This is Bytes.io. Then installed by default. So I need requests. I already have requests, but I need IO and image draw from Pillow. Perfect. Does it tell me I'm not using it? Oh, no. Okay. It's still working. right, let's take a look at this. Add the following code. This creates a simple function for parsing the rectangle coordinates and uses Pillow to draw rectangles on the original image. Then it displays the image in your default image viewer. This is great. This is just, I love it when I can copy and paste code and it just works. Because it makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. Says the guy that's like running over his headphone cable with his chair. Yeah. How's your Monday going? Oh golly, let's just do it. Now let's take a look at this. So all right, we create a get rectangle function that takes the face rectangle as a dictionary. Oh yeah. Takes in the dictionary, which is the entire face result for an individual face, right? Draws a rectangle, or gets the rectangle coordinates, gets the left, top, bottom, and right, right? And because we get top, left, width, and height, bottom is left plus height, right is top plus width, right? And then we return left, top, bottom, right. Okay. Oh, we don't need this. So this actually goes in and downloads the image. We already have the image. Oh, cool. Okay, so this is actually what Here, so let's actually... I'm going to move this up into an image path variable since we're going to need to use it in a couple of places. Oh, what in the world? Okay. Move these up here. Okay, so I'm gonna have the image path and I don't need response anymore. So I'm gonna do image open and we'll do image path. Okay, cool. And I'm guessing I could probably do like an image save as separate. That's another thing I want to do, but this is just gonna like show it in the default viewer real quick, which is cool. So we'll see if that actually works. I think that that's all I need to do. That makes sense to y'all? For face in faces, draw a rectangle using the coordinates here. Yeah, and the get rectangle or draw yeah, all right. Outline is gonna be red. Let's for fun, let's do green. So let's try this. Woo! Ah, that worked the first time. Hey y'all, that worked the first time. That's pretty good. Not me. I mean, all I did was copy code. Well, that's pretty neat. But it saves a temp file. And then what I also want to do is actually, so we'll add this, but I want to actually in text write the predominant emotion over their face. Does that make sense? I think we want to do that as well. So let me add an item for that here to the list. So after drawing a rectangle, draw the predominant. That would be pretty cool. All right, So, but this is still where we are. We actually want to save this as a file. So that's the next step. We have this as a temp, but we want to actually save it. So is it, I assume, image.save? And let's see if there is a, in Pillow. James, no worries. Well, I actually did get something working there, so I wouldn't say I'm speeding through it, although it actually is going well, which is not unlike, not like every stream. I'm just happy it's working right now. Okay, but this is what I'm looking for now. I actually want to do a save. I assumed it would be this. Image save, file. Of course, I want the name, but we can handle that. We can manage that. So image, what did I say? Image path. This is potentially lazy. Potentially lazy that I'm doing this, but it's going to allow me to create a modified version later, right? Because what I want to do is do image.save, and we're going to call it image name plus modified. Save it as a PNG. And if it works, that should show up here in our resources folder here to the right. Did we get it? Did we get it? Or did it save it somewhere else? Oh, here. I did qualify the path. Did it work? No. No. It did not work. Why did it not work? All right, well, that's where we are on that step. So underscore modified. Oh. So I had to go dot PNG. And then we want to get the path correct here. But it created something, so that's good. This Python thing's kind of growing on me. I mean, I like it when I write code that actually works. I could be convinced to do this more often. What about y'all? And we have a file. We have a file saved locally, which is pretty damn cool. We have our original. We have our original untouched. We have the file with the face tracking boxes. Code that works. What's that? Frackberg, you're right. I mean, I don't know. But I could get used to this. I could get used to this whole code that works thing. It's crazy. Robert Tables, I'm still so lost with C, which is sad because I aced my class in undergrad. You and me, brother. I have taken C and C++ classes on several different occasions. I've read books and yeah, I'm lost as well. It's not just you. I enjoy it. I love it when it works. C++ is a very elegant language. C is relatively powerful. But man, when I get stuck with it, it's painful. James, it's all about that Python with ML these days. It is, for sure. I mean, I don't have to be doing what I'm doing in Python. There are Node and C# SDKs for what I'm doing calling the backend stuff, but everything that I'm doing on the Coral, like all of this stuff on the Coral board is all Python based. And so I figured I might as well just make the whole thing Python so that I can reuse pieces across the demos. So, yeah. C is intimidating sometimes. I mean, frankly, so I mean, to be completely honest, Python's pretty intimidating sometimes too. The whole white space thing still messes me up. Still messes with my head a little bit. Okay, so I think then the next thing that I want to do here is draw a rectangle on each face. And let's just go back to making that red. I just changed it because I felt like it. Let's check this in because we have something that works. Number 4. I agree. CSS colored red is the console log of UI. It absolutely is. Fight anyone who disagrees. Hey James, Robert Tables, you guys know this. I mean, but one of the sort of seditious little facts of college programming courses, or at least when I went through it, is that the garbage that they taught you was obsolete by the time you got out. I had to spend my first month on the job being taught the actual things that I was going to be doing for my day job. And this is from a company that actively recruited grads from where I went to college. You know, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It still is that way in a lot of cases. But back then, I mean, I started my career as a web developer, and I had like 1 hour in one course where a professor opened up Notepad on Windows and showed us what ASP Classic looked like. And this was in a database class. So I think the reality is that all of us get to a point where we realize pretty early on that the only thing that we're on our own ultimately when it comes to learning stuff. We've got to figure out very early on in our careers a way to just teach ourselves the things we want to know, you know? Robert Tails, I made a good choice. When I went back to college for this field, I started working in this field for the university. Good call. That was a really good call. Supporting enterprise apps for my courses even mentioned version control. That was a good move. It was a very good move. Okay. So I've saved the image. I think the next thing that I want to do is actually put the write the predominant emotion over the bounding box. Right? So what we're going to do is draw dot text. Let's try this. Let's see if image draw. So this would be in the image draw. Or would it be image text? Maybe Pillow has an image text. No, it's just image draw. Oh, there we go. Draw partial opacity text. Right? All right, I'm going to read this real quick. I feel like I've skipped something. Version control, that's when you duplicate your code directory and add a number to the name, right? That's exactly. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I have to get a font. All right, so let's actually create a function here, and we'll call it draw text, because it looks like there's gonna be a little bit of stuff to it. All right, so def draw text. Same as before, we'll say face dictionary. Oh, I just realized that this Python by default is indenting by 4 spaces, and I don't like that. Why am I just now realizing that? I really would rather it be 2. But because it's significant white space, I feel like if I change it, it's going to mess everything up. You know what I mean? Ah, the humanity. Oh, this, okay. See, all right, whatever. All right, so I need to get a font. I'm gonna need to import image font at the top here. So I'm gonna add that. Import image draw, it's fine. We get image font. And we'll do font equals image font. Dot true type. I'll just use what they're doing. Hello. Yeah, is that gonna work? Am I gonna have to ship a font with this? Maybe I don't need that at all. I'm gonna try to just not do the font thing and see what happens. Here, all right, hold on. See, now I'm messing myself up. So I think what I'm gonna do here, get main emotion. That's what I'm gonna do here. The function is gonna just get the main emotion. We're not gonna do the function. We're not gonna do the actual drawing stuff there. So we'll just do draw dot text. And those are going to be the coordinates. So let's just do 0, 0 for now. But we'll need the rectangle. We'll actually need the X and Y for that. That's okay. Give that a second. Text, and then that's going to be get main emotion. Oh, I do have to have a font. Maybe not. Let's just try. Let's just skip it. Fill equals 255, 255, 255. Just 255 it all the way. Okay. So get main emotion and just return hello. See if we get this working. Just wonder what text is. So XY is the top corner of the text. Yeah, text to be drawn, color to use for the text, and then an image font instance. It doesn't say whether or not these things are required. But I bet, I'm curious if I don't pass in a font, if it's gonna just like not do anything, but we'll try. We'll see what happens. Okay, what did it do? Hey, look at that! Can y'all see that? Look, it says hello. It says hello. This actually worked on the first try. It says hello. I don't know how to make it any bigger, but it's a word that I provided to it. And it's there too. I didn't see it at first. It's awesome. Yes, hi, the Michael Jolly. How are you? Hello. First try win, that's right. Okay, so what I want to do here is, given the face dictionary, so get the emotion collection and sort in ascending order. Get the top result. That's what I want. And then I want to return that result. Michael Jolly, you've been lurking and secretly judging everyone. You did say hi earlier, so you're not totally lurking. But that's okay, because we're all secretly judging you as well. So this whole thing just goes both ways. You know, it just goes both ways. So what's the name of this? The face rectangle is what I got earlier. So emotions equals face dictionary. Face dictionary. Why do I not see it? Where is it? Where'd it go? Am I missing it? Oh. Emotion. Let's make sure I'm getting this. Hey, Jather Grande, how you doing? My bot. Oh, you know what, James? I know why things weren't working yesterday or working earlier because I'm not a real developer like the Michael Jolly who actually has his bot running all the time. I'm lazy, and my bot only runs when I can be bothered to go in and to turn it on. Yeah, now the bot is working. Oh my gosh. So, Jather Grande, hey, happy Monday. I hope you are doing well. That command should actually work now. The stream elements anyway. I wonder if I have that running differently. But yes, the bot was being silly. No, the bot was not being silly. The bot was doing nothing because this guy needed to actually turn the damn thing on. But it's on now. It's on now, and I've forgotten where I am. Oh, okay, got an error. Key error. What do you mean key error? My face rectangle. Hold on, let me go back to this. Ooh, IT crowd reference. I always love IT crowd references. Please. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Yeah. Oh, that show never gets old. Never, ever gets old. Okay. Is it under? Oh, is it under face attributes? Maybe it's under face attributes. Face attributes. Maybe that's what it's under. I need to like look at that. Okay, it is under face attributes. This is the internet, Jen. Oh, yes. Face attribute. Oh, that's it. All right, I'm gonna comment this out for now. It's not helping me. There we go. Emotion. Okay, face attributes, emotion. Is that going to be correct, or is that going to give me an error? Or is it face attributes dot emotion? I don't know how object traversal in Python works. I'm like guessing right now. Object has no attribute emotion. Yes, it does. Well, so I could, Robert Tables, but I was running, I mean, JQ was actually giving me an error earlier. Well, not JQ. So this object is not a valid, I know I could parse the long with string with JQ, but it was being, here, you know what, you're probably right. Let me just, maybe it's because I'm not outputting it correctly. Yeah, see, I was getting a parser. Hey, Nick Larson, happy Monday to you. How you doing today? Hope you had a good weekend, having a good start of the week so far. Oh, and I just locked my computer. Yeah, good job, Brandon. Good job. We're doing well. Just trying to, I'm doing some machine learning stuff right now. Actually trying to do some we're doing face emotion detection and using an Azure service for that. That's what I'm saying, Robert Tables. It's not valid, Jason. It was. So when I was just running against the API directly earlier, it was valid, Jason. And now that I've switched to use the Azure SDK, it's not. Isn't that weird? So it actually, this, I don't know why. But when I switched to the SDK, I mean, that's Azure's problem. So Nick, yeah, me too. So the main thing that I'm doing is I'm actually working on a project I'm calling Emotion Mesh, which is it's going to be a demo that actually shows off using machine learning on a Google Coral dev board and particle devices. So basically IoT and ML together. And so when you hit a button on this box, it's going to take a photo and do face tracking and emotion detection on the box, actually on the Google Coral board, as well as in Azure to compare the results of the two. And then do some blinky lights and other stuff like that. Should be kind of fun. So, I will take ideas, Robert Tables. I love ideas. Excuse me. Yeah, so how do I in Python then access the property? Python access property by name. Array style like line 44. Yeah, I did do that. So I did that. And I got an error as well. Unless now this... Oh, now it works. I swear I just did that, y'all. But thank you. Thank you, Robert Tables. Yes, you're correct. I swear, didn't I just do that? Maybe I made another issue. Oh, heck is right. But this is why I have you all. And I appreciate that because that's exactly what I needed. So thank you, Robert Tables. Okay. So now I have a collection of emotions. And I need to... Oh, I would hope that I've been judged. I would hope that I've been judged. I hope so, the Michael Jolly. Python, let's see, order key value pairs. Order keys by value. How do I sort a dictionary by value, Stack Overflow? No, Robert Tables, you are helping. No, you did help me, and I appreciate it. I hope that didn't come across as being snarky. I totally do appreciate it, because I thought I'd already tried that, and you kept me honest, so... Don't listen to the Michael Jolly. Don't listen to him. I appreciate it. And Clarkio's chair, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I don't think he approves. Import collections. Looks like that's maybe the easiest thing to do, is import collections. There's a thing in the standard library that I can use. That's great. Let's try that. So emotions equals collections dot. Ooh, this is that new IntelliCode. Did y'all hear about this at Build? So Microsoft actually added IntelliCode functionality. What this is basically IntelliSense with machine learning built in. So it's actually giving me suggestions based on what I'm trying to do, and also when other people are doing the same thing. So it knows what I'm looking for. I need an order dictionary. This is the first time I've seen this actually happen live for me since they announced this last week. That's friggin' awesome. That's great. That's so stinking cool. All right. Okay. It didn't work. Maybe it didn't work because I didn't actually tell it anything. Yeah, Robert Tables, this is VS Code on a Mac, which is crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. Dictionary that remembers insertion order. Well, that's not what I want. That's actually not what I want. I want to sort on values. So then maybe that's all I really need to do is just... import operator. Okay, well, so then let's not do that. I'll say to anyone just joining, once again, I am new to Python. I am unfamiliar with Python. But I'm trying. Oh my gosh. Sorted. Iterable. Okay, so x.items, not x. Emotions.items. Key Operator.itemGetter1. Okay, maybe. Item getter 1. So I'm assuming item getter 1 is my value. So this is my attempt to it's my attempt to actually sort this collection by its values. Object is not iterable. Yes, it is. Sure it is iterable. It's almost time for another bio break. So let me look at this real quick. It's not possible to sort a dictionary only to get a representation of a dictionary that is sorted. Dictionaries are inherently orderless, but other types, such as lists and tuples, are not. So you need an ordered data type to represent sorted values, which would be a list. So I suppose if I had continued, I could have stuck with this ordered dictionary. Oh, man. This is Python that's scaring me now. Robert Tables, will you like being a developer? Do you enjoy shouting, WTF are you doing at a computer all day, only to realize you were wrong the whole time? If so, become a dev. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. As simple as sort it, dictionary1, key, dictionary1.get. Really? Really? I don't think that's going to work. There's no way. But I'm willing to try. Ah, so that actually did work. I love it when you go to Stack Overflow and it's like, well, here's a question that was upvoted like not nearly as much as the accepted answer, and this actually solves my problem, whereas the other one did nothing of the sort. Except, did it actually sort it properly? Okay, so the first one, number 1 should be neutral. It didn't work. I think this did, oh, this did reverse. So then how do you, okay, that's fine. So can I do like, is it possible to do reverse? Reverse in place? None. None, none, none. What if I did that? My motion's not reverse there. There's an additional param to do the reverse. What's the additional parameter? So there's a, yeah. So I have an additional parameter. Oh, there is. I got what you're saying, Nick. Okay. I got you. So sorted reverse flag can be set. So is it like just reverse equals true? Is that it, Nick? Yes! Thank you, Nick. Yeah. I gotta remember the built-in where to find the built-in documentation, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna make a note of that. Yep. Python built-in docs are your friend. They will be my friend. No worries, Steve, we got it. Look, we got it, but I appreciate it. Yeah, that's great. It would make sense that that would be built in. So it worked. So we're good. So we actually now have our list. Neutral, anger, contempt, happiness. Neutral, happiness, contempt. Great. So what we can do at this point is just return emotions 0. Right. And then from here, I can draw a text. And that will do get main emotion. And we'll come back to that in just a second. We'll get that working first. It's going to draw them right both on top of each other, but neutral, neutral. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Neutral. And there's Fritz. That look neutral to you? Neutral. Time for a bio break. This is a good stopping point or a pausing point. So I'm going to take a quick bio break, get some more water, stretch my legs. Hopefully y'all will do the same. And I'll be right back. And then we're actually going to draw these, draw this text in the right place over the bounding boxes. So pondering, it's good. That's a good point, Nick. All right, right back, y'all, right back. Not impressed. James, that's what it looks like, not impressed. That very well could be. Also, okay. So we got that. The next piece is to actually get the right part of the bounding box to draw. So what I'm going to do is, so get rectangle actually returns me left, top, bottom, and right. I think what I'm going to do, I think this is funny, profiling my face, right? I know, maybe I should use a different image. Maybe Fritz and Ed would be upset at me for using their likenesses shamelessly on my stream. So I'm gonna actually create another helper so that I can do get and I'm gonna return I might be, oh, kick me off. I would grovel at his feet. turn left and top. So I'll reduce some duplication there real quick, but I want to do get chords. But you know what that's going to do? That's going to put it, I want it to be offset a tiny little bit on the X. Yeah, I don't want it to be like right in the box. That's cool. That works. I don't want it to be right in the box. I want it to be above the box. So here's what we're going to do. So my top, yeah. All right, just moved it up by 10 pixels. That's pretty cool. But now I'm wondering if I want to. I'm not going to mess with the font right now because I feel like that would be a rabbit hole. I'm going to make a note for myself. For emotion text on image. I'll add that later. Hey, Clarkio, how you doing? We were just talking about your chair a few minutes ago. Or I wasn't. The Michael Jolly was. How are you? Hope you're having a good week, man. I am messing, actually, right now, I'm messing with the Azure Cognitive Services Face API. We are building a project that's going to do local and remote face tracking and emotion detection. So I'm building out the cloud piece of that right now. I'm good. Had a good weekend with the family. Enjoyed celebrating Mother's Day with my wife and my mother-in-law and all that. And yeah, Frackberg, I enjoy as well that Clarkio's chair has become a meme. It's a worthwhile meme. It's a good one. I think the chair needs an emote. I think you're right, James. Yeah, it is cool. I mean, the basic idea, Clarkio, is I'm working on a demo for NDC Oslo next month. And it's basically going to be this box. I'm showing this now again, but basically going to be like this box with a couple of big old arcade buttons on the top of it. And you will hit the buttons and it'll trigger a demo that turns on a webcam that's connected to this Google Coral board. Hey, CPAT, how are you? How are you, Carrie? Doing well? Hope you're having a good week so far. But it'll actually take an image and actually use the Google Coral board to do face tracking and emotion detection right there on the spot. And what I wanted to do as well is actually do the Azure side of it through Cognitive Services, so I can compare the local face tracking versus edge-based face tracking, which is faster, etc. So what we were doing, I'll show you, Clarkio, Carrie says you were just on, is I did grab a picture at Build last week of Fritz and Ed when they were streaming. And so I am running the Azure ML Cognitive Services face tracking demo against that to put a bounding box around them and actually to show their predominant emotion. Which, I don't know, Ed looks like he's annoyed I'm taking a photo. I don't know that I would describe that as neutral. But that's okay. It's working. Took today off. That's fantastic. Oh, that's great. So it's cool that you're hanging out with us on your day off. Very nice. Okay. So I did just get the cloud detector piece working. So we're drawing the bounding box on the face, saving out a modified version of the file from there. Oh yes, and we're doing all this in Python too, for those of you that just joined. They do both look tired, and what's funny is that this was on Monday. But I know for a fact, because Clarkio, you and Fritz were streaming on Sunday. So you guys had done some stuff on Sunday as well. So I bet by Monday you guys were all, that he was super tired already. All right. So I am going to, let's see, added emotion text to image. Yeah, I can imagine those of y'all that did, all the Microsoft folks, y'all were busy all week long. And I was super impressed. I had not been to Build since the very, very first one when I was an employee. So it had been a long time and things had changed. And it was a really great conference. I enjoyed it. I liked the show floor, the hangout stuff. I know that a bunch of the Cloud Advocates folks did like lightning talks. I saw actually a few lightning talks from folks on Monday and Tuesday. Some really great sessions. I was impressed. I was really impressed with the quality of the conference. I hope I get a chance to get back again next year. I got to rep Particle a little bit on Tuesday on the show floor, which was good fun as well. All right. Oh, I did both of these already. So I actually did number 9. Draw the predominant emotion above the face. That one's done. So let me close that issue. All right, close issue. All right, so we're actually at a bit of a transition point now because I have this piece done. I guess the other piece of this that I would like to change is that I want to allow this to actually take a file as an argument if I don't have one. So a file that would be in this base image path. So instead of passing in image name, streamers, yada yada, you would have, yeah, so I'll show like what's happening on the actual Coral board is that there is a, where is this? It actually uses the argument parser to pull in model information, labels, all that good stuff. But I don't feel like I know enough about how this works right now to do this and make you all watch it. See, if I'm having a hard time remembering my last Microsoft conference. I think it was one of the PDCs. Oh, PDCs. Yeah, it was a while ago. PDCs, and then there's Mix in Vegas for a while. You remember Mix? And Jao Grande, hey, good question. How can I get this to... how can I get this to do in progress done on GitHub? Oh yeah. The Kanban board. So, Joe, there's a great question. So the way that actually works is if you have a repo, any GitHub repo, you can actually go into the project tab and click on new project. And then you give the project a name, and the template that I chose is basic Kanban. And if you choose basic Kanban, then you get the exact look that I've got in there now, where it gives you the different to do in progress done, and you can add your own columns and all that good stuff. But that's a great question. Oh, Carrie, so we are going to do it live. It's just not going to be that. Not going to be the argument parser thing. So what I want to do next is go back over to the Coral board, and I'll rerun this demo. Those of y'all that came in a little bit late have not seen this yet, but there actually is a Google Coral board sitting on my desk that has a webcam connected to it. And it is actually running its own facial detection model. And so when I'll refresh the page here, but I actually have a face tracking model running on this webcam that's right here. This is running completely local. So the demo that I just finished up Where's Bowser? Yeah. That's nice of Michael Jolly. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Although I did show my boys Cuphead yesterday, and they had fun watching that. So this demo that's on the screen is actually running completely local on the Google Coral dev board. It's actually this board, this Raspberry Pi sized single board computer, and it's running at about 130, 140 frames per second. You'll notice that it's drawing the bounding box in real time as I move my face around. And all that's running locally. So the Azure piece of that we just finished, I'm going to run in parallel. But the next step in this process is that I want to modify the code on the Coral dev board to actually grab a screenshot instead of just a stream. Like right now, it's just streaming the camera. I want to change this to grab a screenshot. So that could be kind of fun. So let's do that. Let's do that for the next part. That may actually take us the rest of the stream. Find any glitter today? Yeah. Oh, the Michael Jolly, the glitter's gone already? Oh, this doesn't seem right, man. I feel kind of lied to, honestly. Not really. Okay. So let's do that. So let's see, call the local, what's the next thing? Yeah, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to modify the Coral detector to capture a single frame. Yeah, Cuphead's super hard. I didn't let the boys play because they actually just got finished playing Zelda yesterday. And they're like, hey, you should play something. I'm like, cool, let me show you this beautiful, impossible game. Let's do that. And they watched me for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I quit because I got ticked off. I don't want to do it anymore. Immediately after. So did it, like, was it really irritating when you had the glitter in there? All right, so I'm switching now away from the Azure stuff, and this is the code that's actually running my demo. So the command that I was running was detect server.py, and this is actually, oh, you can't see it because I've got my big head in the way. So this is detect server.py, and this is passing in my webcam, USB connected webcam as the source. Detect server.py, really all it does is just call this run server argument inside of my app's Python file. The run server uses the argument parser to pass in a source, to pass in bitrate, loop, etc., all that stuff. Passes in the arguments, and then it actually turns on the camera. And then sets up the, what does it do from here? Yeah, sets up the streaming server, renders the overlay. I'm not gonna rock through this line by line, but I dyed it all white beforehand. Yeah, okay. Well, that was smart. I bet it made a big mess, though. I bet it made a really big mess. Okay. So this is render overlay. Where is that coming from? So this is the part of the stream where in order to get this piece done, I'm gonna actually have to figure out what all this code on the Google Coral board does. Right now it's streaming. I just want a photo. There is a camera class in here that has some of this, so we're just gonna start walking through some of this. But text to source does make camera from the camera class. So if I open up the camera file, make pipeline, make camera. So this returns me a device camera source. Okay. Yeah, that was really cool, Michael Jolly. I love that you did that. Extra $500 for St. Jude. That's so awesome. Yeah. If you're ever needing to dye a beard and glitter it, I can hook you up. All right. Well, I may come to you if that happens. If we get to that point, I may come to you. So ultimately, all of the actual camera work here is happening inside of a module called GStreamer. So this is like the deep stuff. Unfortunately, oh, command save frame. So I don't know a ton about GStreamer, about let's see, what is this? Import GI. And GST. Should put that skill on your resume for sure. So this is where there's like, this is the serious Python code right here. PIL, okay, so pillow, there's pillow, I recognize pillow. So where does image get used? Because if now that I know that pillow is in here, I can actually do something. No. We were just working with that. Image from bytes. Image.save. Oh, okay, this is save frame. Save frame. Cool. Okay, is save frame used anywhere? Yeah, .com, that's funny. LinkedIn endorsement for sure. Just do it. I wonder if this ever gets called. Let's try printing to see if this ever if this ever streams through. Saved frame. Let's hack this together. Oh wait, there's a print. There's a print statement right here. Does this ever show up? I wonder if there's a way that I could just trigger that. That's exactly what I want. If that's already in there and built in, I'm gonna be so happy. Oh, that's cool.com. So I have not caught the VOD yet, but I want to. I want to for sure. All right, so does camera call save frame anywhere? But I mean, I could. So what do I need in order to make this work? RGB size overlay extension. And the name is just a timestamp. All right, I bet I can make this work somewhere. So it's just a matter of figuring out where actually the let's see here. Okay. GStreamer.saveFrame. I don't know. I mean, so what is this RGB value supposed to be? How do you do command save frame? All right, so this may be a bad thing for me to try to spelunk on stream as well. Oh, sweet. Carrie, thanks so much for the cheer. Appreciate that. Let me see if you managed to get the camera back into fire mode. You did. Awesome. It was me that suggested lasers. I wanted to type in chat when you asked, but I remembered I was watching the VOD. I've done that before. Done that before, .commie. So where does this command come in? Because maybe I need to just not mess with this. Is there a way to actually just save the frame automatically? What does it get called? With worker, save frame. Hey, Steampunk Devil, how you doing? Happy Monday. Fire for bits, that's right. That's right. Oh, where does on new sample get called? How about that? So ultimately, the key here, I'm good. So far I've had a really productive stream. Got about another half hour to go. We have figured out how to use Azure ML, the Azure ML Face API to do some face tracking and emotion detection. So that demo is working and running. So I'll show that real briefly. Actually just ingests an image, draws a bounding box, and then writes the predominant emotion over the image. The next piece that I am working on is I have a streaming server demo that is set up to track my face. And it does face tracking in real time, and it does this on a Google Coral Edge TPU board. So one of these little folks. And what I'm trying to figure out now is I'm actually spelunking into the source code to see if I can capture a frame, a single frame that I can send over. That's sort of the next piece to this. And this is code that I didn't write. Therefore, it means it works, but also it means that I have no idea what's actually happening. So what I'm trying to figure out now is there's actually a module in here that can take a photo, that can take a frame. I'm just trying to figure out how to call it. I gotta figure out where this command save frame thing is getting called from. I mean, oh, is that right? So does it work like if I actually pass something in here, S? Maybe that would work. So if I run this now, looks like print info PQ quit. So if I refresh this, am I getting anything? Oh, it actually will print. It's give me a P. Okay. So print info Q. Did it quit the demo? Looks like it quit the demo there. So that worked. So let me try running it again. Yeah, it's moving super fast. I mean, and this is local. The Michael Jolly. You and C Payette, I know y'all just are just rolling around like one bitty up in each other, right? I appreciate the cheer. Y'all are awesome. I love it, love it. Yeah, Steampunk Devil, it is running really fast. I mean, and again, this is on a local machine. There's no cloud component to this face tracking. And the latency is, I mean, it's taking less than 10 milliseconds to do this. Hey, CPAT, I love that y'all do that. It's awesome. It's very cool. And then run it at like 140 frames per second. And it doesn't seem to mind the fact that I can't sit still. Y'all ever notice that? I have a really hard time sitting still. This is what I do. My shares just bounce all day long. Oh, Robert Tables. Oh, coming in and just like throwing it down. Y'all are awesome. And the Michael Jolly gifted CPI a sub. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for that, the Michael Jolly. And Carrie, welcome. Go to the grab. I need to be sure to add that in here. I'm gonna have to go back. Oh man. This is why I don't do this. Because I can't spell, I can't type. And then I gotta make sure I attract the bits. Bits from James. Where'd that go? Michael Jolly. Like rubbing salt in the wound of your enemy, that's too funny. Ah, that's fatality. Oh, y'all are cracking me up. Well, I appreciate it. Okay, so we know that the info, like what is it? The P does that. It gives me info. So S, I got the frame saved. Look at that. But where did it save it? So now I just have to figure out a way to do that more programmatically. But we have a frame. Where was it saved? No, this is the wrong project. Where does it save the frame? So let's see here. Somewhere in here, maybe? Oh, there it is. Cool. So it's an undoctored, undetected frame. Okay, that's pretty cool. The Michael Jolly. You say we're cracking you up, but the device is telling us you're just guessing. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so that's pretty cool that we can grab an image. What I ended up doing was adding this command here to, and that's actually that's, okay, where's that detecting that? Whoa. Command save frame. Okay, so this is on new sample. Okay, this makes sense. Every single time that a new frame is taken, it just determines whether or not a command has been passed in from the time that the last command. Oh! Carrie, thanks again. Thanks for the cheer. 142 bits. Y'all are cracking me up. Michael Jolly, it's going to be codenamed the lull detector. Did you really LOL on that tweet? Did you really? Ah, y'all are funny. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Happy Monday. Welcome in. So the question, so this is going to be kind of interesting because what I want to be able to do is inject a frame save from the browser as well. right? So I have this page here, and I want to be able to add a button. Well, ultimately, great. Tuning in far too late. Got to catch up. Oh, no worries. No worries. I know, yeah. I mean, I've only got another half hour to go, but we're having fun today. Twitch is our battlefield. That could be a song. Set to the tune of Love is a Battlefield. Twitch is our battlefield. I am not doing that auto audio file when y'all enter and leave thing. It scares me too much. I don't think I can do that. The fan on this thing just turned on again. Okay, so with the individual image, we can run to have some fun, turn on some local processing. But here's what I want to do. I'm going to grab another image and we're going to take that over to our Azure ML demo. So I'm going to move back over here. I'm going to smile. Chandler smile, like we talked about on Thursday. Grab the image. All right. What does it look like? Should show up. Okay, that's terrible. It's a terrible image. How do I get that? All right, I'm going to save this. I want to get this off and save it here. Come on. Uh-oh. Does this just take like the whole directory? No. Thanks. Thanks, Carrie. That's nice of you. Oh, I appreciate it. All right. I'm gonna shut down the demo because now we're gonna SCP this over to my local machine. No. Where's my photo? Adam13531, thanks for the host with 143 viewers. That's amazing. I really appreciate that. Hope you had a good stream today. Hope things are going well. That is awesome. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope y'all are having fun. Hope you've had a good week so far. We are actually doing some edge-based machine learning. Hey, Smooth Dog, how you doing? Hey, Adam. That's a big raid. Yeah, that's fantastic. So I am actually working on a new project. So I'll show the demo for this right now. And Fomaborn, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. And hey, Philippe 3. So this is a project that is going to do some edge-based machine learning and IoT fun. So the demo project is basically going to be a box with a couple of buttons on the top of it. Hey, D-Splits, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. So this is going to be in Matador Zen. Thank you as well for the follow. Very cool. So this top here, there's a couple of big old arcade buttons. Fomaborn, that's awesome. Thank you. There's a couple of arcade buttons here that you'll be able to push, and it'll actually grab an image from this Coral Dev board that I'm messing with over here. Oh, Clarkio, that's... Thank you so much for the gifted sub. That's very cool. And when you hit one of these buttons, it's actually going to trigger taking a photo from this camera that's streaming here on my Coral Dev board. And then it's going to do local... What's cool about these boards is it actually will do local TensorFlow detection. So it's going to run a TensorFlow face tracking model and do face tracking and emotion detection based on the image that it captures. And that's actually going to light up some blinky lights. There's some other microcontrollers that will be based in this project as well. So that's going to be, and then it'll show the result on a screen. Have a webcam that's going to grab the photo, all that good stuff. So the way that the demo, let's see, we'll go back over here. The way the demo runs right now is this is actually just running. SGT Trout, thanks so much for the follow. It's awesome, welcome. So this is actually running on the can't speak, on the Google Coral Edge TPU board. That's quite a mouthful. But there's a webcam connected to this, and it's actually doing face tracking without the cloud. It's actually just happening on that local board using TensorFlow Lite. So it takes about 7-8 milliseconds to detect my face, draw a bounding box around it. It's pretty sweet. So what we were messing with right now was actually capturing a still, and we did get one. We get a very unfortunate photo of me. Capturing a still from the camera using the Python GStreamer module, and then we're going to use that still over in my cloud-based demo, because there's two pieces of this. I'm actually going to do a local face tracking and a motion detection model, and then I'm actually going to use the Azure Cognitive Services service to do the same on the cloud side and compare the results of the two. So that's what I'm working on now. So the Michael Jolly working on one for Robert Tables called Building Docker Images today. Yeah. The Michael Jolly, you cracked me up. That's great. It'll be very, very good. I love it. Robert Tables, good question. So you ask, what's the ultrasonic sensor on here? So the ultrasonic distance sensor is going to sit when the entire demo is idle, and basically it's going to be baselined against an object, maybe 40, 50 centimeters away. And when somebody walks in front of that ultrasonic distance sensor, it's going to trigger the demo. It's going to trigger the whole thing to go live. So the ultrasonic turns everything on so that the demo is not running constantly the whole time. And thanks, Fomaborn. I appreciate that. It's a complex project, but it's actually going to be fun to work on. And Adam, thanks again for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the raid, and I'll see you on your stream very soon. So have a great rest of your day. All right. So where we are now and where I've got in the last 20 minutes today is I have that image, and I'm gonna SCP it over from the server to myself. This is the one I want. Yeah. So off of the Mindle board. So we're gonna do home Mindle, what is it? Emotion mesh. And the image was img.042. Right? It's not detecting. And thanks, Gary. I appreciate that. It's gonna be fun. I'm enjoying working on it. Robert Tables, similar sensor to what I was using with the Grove thing. Yeah. Yes, and I know I saw what you were doing to filter. I still haven't figured. I need to see if I can replicate that issue, and figure out what those were too, because I don't know for a fact. New school, no problem. So there's a couple of different boards at play here, but the one in question that I'm working on is here. Someone in my household has decided to print something right now, so hopefully y'all can't see that or can't hear that. But here's the board, and then the info on the GitHub repo is here at the project command. So there's the GitHub repo for the project, and that does have most of, and will have all the source in it. All right, this is crapped out. Oh wait, that's the wrong command. Kill that. New School, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. And thank you for asking the question. Hopefully that answered it for you. So, SCP. Nope, nope. Yeah, no problem at all. All right. Okay, so motion mesh and image 0422 0421 3. There we go. That's the one that I want. And this is going to go into, where's this gone? I'm trying to remember where my actual other project directory is. Here. Under development, particle, motion mesh, what is it, resources? Cloud detector, resources. All right, I got that unfortunate photo of me. So we're just gonna test this out and see how this does with the cloud detector does from the webcam. So we're gonna run, I'm gonna change this now to use webcam demo, and we'll run this. Happiness. All right, cool. So that is the webcam on the Coral. And that is the end result of what we would see from the Azure Cognitive Services, happiness. That was my predominant expression, was happiness. In fact, let's rename this. Delete. Saved out the modified version. Because I want to do another one real quick. Webcam happy demo. Let's go back over, run this one more time. And this time, what should I do this time? I don't know if I can do neutral. Would you see if I can make an angry face? Would it be possible for me to make an angry face? Let's see if I can do it. All right, here we go. I don't know. See, because I can't see what this looks like when I'm doing it. Don't make him angry, right? All right, let's see what that looked like. What is this last one? That's awful. Oh man, that's not. Okay, 422. I don't know how that's going to be interpreted by the API, but we'll find out. What do we even call that? Webcam. I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna tell me. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to actually printing out all of the emotions just so that we can see the sorted list. Instead of just the one that gets scowl.com. That's true. All right, so let's do webcam angry demo. And let's see what we get. Neutral. All right, so it said neutral, anger, contempt, sadness. That's my list. So it actually, the Azure Cognitive Services API thinks that that's a neutral face. I mean, I guess it is. It doesn't really look angry. Maybe I just fundamentally don't have the ability to look angry. I want to print out actually the raw emotion values before they get sorted. because I want to see what the percentages are on this thing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Nick. I'm going to print out the percentages here. Oh, wait, now it actually saw something. Oh, wait, no. Okay. So it saw me 86% neutral, 12% angry. That's what's showing up here. James. Okay, James, that was really funny. I don't even... That would be some sophisticated face tracking right there. Let's try one more time. Let's see if we can actually be angry. We're going to rename this one to neutral. An unfortunate neutral. All right, let's do one more, and I'm going to try. See, I'm going to try to really try hard to be angry. I don't know if I can do it or not. I'm going to make like bare my teeth or something. How does that look? Let's find out. I am the 12%. Just tell the webcam happy birthday to the ground. That's right. That's right. Okay, 4222. All right, well, I suppose that's what it's going to have to be. Back over again. 4222222. Nick, I'm guessing neutral is the I don't know, and I'm guessing the training set for this model is largely people without beards, so in a sense, this is a teachable moment for bias and algorithms. Ah, yeah. Oh, Matador Zen, that's not very nice. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or what, but hey, I hope that you are having a good Monday. Profanity 42%. Yeah, I was going for something. I don't know if we call that the Matador look or not. Well, let's try this. Let's rename this one to webcam angry demo. See if we can get it this way. Oh, Matador Zen, you trying to make me do the angry face? I totally took that out of context. In that case, that's actually kind of funny. I did not know that's what you're going for. I thought I was being trolled. We'll see what happens this time. Okay, now it saw anger. So Matador Zen, you did it. You made me angry. You got it. All right, so it saw anger in that case. Anger at 61%. So it still saw disgust as 20%. Neutral is 15%. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I think we've gotten a good variety on this API. Look like you're Jack Nicholson breaking through that door in The Shining. Oh gosh. Here's Johnny. What do you think would happen? Okay, fine. I'll do one more. That'll be my last one. Who knows what that's going to look like? What was the face? That's like creepy. Here's Johnny. I don't know if I did it or not. I did it right. Try one more. Now this is just foolery. Now we all know what Brandon's Hulk smash face looks like. It's unfortunate if that's true. No, that was not it. That was... I can't make these faces on command. Remember on Thursday, this is what led me to bring up the whole like Chandler Bing trying to smile clip from Friends from several years ago. Robert Tables, that's pretty funny. I want to know what this thinks. I have to know. Your face is always. Hey, I mean, I think all of us. It's hard to do these things on demand. All right, let's SCP that one over, and then that's going to be the last one. This is going to be the last one that I try to run. And then we're gonna end the stream. And we're gonna call this one webcam what demo. Okay, so webcam what? That's what we're gonna try now. Let's see what we get. Happiness! Let's see. Oh my gosh. I don't think I see this very often. It actually has a 100% confidence that what this is happiness. 100%. There's not even an inkling of anything else from the model. From the algorithm. 100%. Gary, you're right. I was going to say, wow, that's scary. So, yeah. I guess this is me happy. And on that note, I'm going to find somebody to raid. Oh, that cracks me up. If a machine thinks that's happy, it's about to get... I mean, this may be why we're doomed. Am I secretly Dexter? No. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. But that's scaring the crap out of me, too. Oh, my gosh. Very good, Robert Tables. Oh, Raimu's streaming right now. Yeah. Let's go say hi to Raimu. And I'm going to end it. I'm leaving this up on the screen so that you all can be as horrified as I am. Hey, you Lot Blob, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm about to end the stream, but I thank you so much for following today, for coming and hanging out. Thanks for everybody. Thank you for the 2 raiders today. CM Griffin and for Adam. Y'all are awesome for coming and bringing folks in. Thank you for the folks from raids that stuck around. Thank you to those of you that always come in and hang out. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate it. Grogard, thanks so much for the resub for 4 months. That's awesome. That's a great way to end the stream. And yeah, absolutely. Matador Zen, thank you. James, thank you so much. Have a great week. Carrie, still slipping on clippers in my jumper. Oh, yeah. Robert Tables, Carrie Payette, the Michael Jolly, James, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it. Nick Larson, thanks for coming in and hanging out. Y'all have a great rest of the day today. We're going to do a stream. We're going to raid over into Mr. Raimu, say hello. He probably will not show these scary photos. Thank you, Clarkio, for the gifted sub. And I'm going to end on, let's hope that no one ever has to see that again. Take care, y'all.